United States national team finished top of Group B to advance to the quarterfinals. However, Bruce Arena knows his team have not played up to potential, a potential they will need to find if they wish to win this Gold Cup. El Salvador lost to Mexico but rebounded, beating Guatemala to advance to this stage. Now, Santos Cabrera and company look to shock the field and beat the Americans in Pasadena. The quarterfinals kick off as the USA battle El Salvador next. Welcome to a rainy, downright foul Rose Bowl. The conditions, which we should say the earth has opened up here as they wait for the kickoff of the United States-El Salvador match here in Pasadena. Glad that you could join us. I am Max Bredos. The United States, as expected, getting through here to the quarterfinal stage, winning Group B, beating Korea in that epic match, squeezing by Cuba, and then El Salvador, a team that many people didn't expect to be this far, but found a way to get into the final 8. Here are the scores. They lost to Mexico 1-0. Mexico beat them more soundly than by just the one goal. The United States left it late. Minute 93 goal by DeMarcus Beasley to beat the Koreans. USA then beat Cuba in a hard-fought affair. We really did not expect much from the Cubans, but they proved they were very solid. And then finally, El Salvador beat Guatemala. Here's the starting 11 for the United States. Bruce Arena has used every player in his 18-man opening field, with the exception of Tony Miola. There may be some reserves coming in. Casey Keller's been outstanding. Hayduk Agus Bocanegra. Lewis will drop back. Jones, Armas, Donovan, Mastroeni, Razov, and Brian McBride. The last two are the forwards. For El Salvador, Rivera is the keeper. Benitez, Victor Velasquez, Guillermo Garcia, and Cubillas. The back four in the midfield. Santos Cabrera, Aldonay Martinez, Jorge Rodriguez, Elmer Martinez. And the forwards are Oscar Navarro and perhaps the most well-known El Salvadorian player here today, Ronald Cerritos. We are underway. Your referee is Samuel Richard of Dominica. El Salvador in the white, looking to spring a monumental upset. Armas. This comes back to the 22-year-old Bocanegra. Mastroeni gets his second start against the Cubans, starts here against El Salvador. Pushed wide there. Lifted by Bocanegra. On the far post waiting for that one is Kobe Jones over the crossbar. Kobe Jones, 31-year-old now. Member of the Los Angeles Galaxy. The most capped player on this roster. 147 now. Amazing total. The back, always near the ball, is Chris Armas. Donovan there, but in front of him it's Agus, the captain. Played back, El Salvador with it. This is Garcia. Donovan. He's looked very good in that midfield, controlling things. Fades away from time to time, but still worth having in there. Razov. Lewis to his left, he uses him now. The ball travels to him amazingly with this wet field. They've already played a match here in advance, and this one, the cross in front! And a golden chance for McBride. McBride, who scored via penalty spot against the Cubans. His only goal of the tournament. McBride, though, now has 15 goals as a U.S. international. After this, our semi-final setup will be complete. Canada getting by Martinique in an epic encounter that went to 7 penalty kicks after 30 minutes extra time. Martinique with a great chance to get by, but they fell just a bit short. Next to advance. As this ball comes through for Razov, and he commits the foul from behind on Guillermo Garcia. Next to advance was Costa Rica. They were actually the first team to advance, I should say, as they got by in extra time against a much improving, vastly improved Haiti side from the first match. to their third. And then just before this one, in penalty kicks, Mexico again knocked out at the quarterfinal stage, although they didn't have their strongest team, and you'll be hearing that till the bitter end. But it is true, as they were knocked out by the Republic of Korea. Republic of Korea next will take on Costa Rica, and Canada awaits the winner of this one. Armas. Interesting field still remaining. Powerful rosters. 2 World Cup sides. And Canada, the defending champions. And it looks like possibly we'll have 3 World Cup sides if the United States advance here. Navarro. El Salvador with a rush. They look for Cerritos. The shot by Navarro! Just over the crossbar. And I mean just. Casey Keller collects his wits and gets it out to Bocanegra. Really close, and what a shock to the system that would have been towards the United States. But in the end, no harm done. At the other end, Benitez, the man they call La Perica. Throw in for Benitez. Another throw in for El Salvador, the member of the Football Confederation, one of the long-standing members. Got by a Guatemalan side that was, on paper, their superior. There is El Salvadorian coach, Jorge Humberto Recinos. Free kick for El Salvador on the near side. Played in there nicely by Martinez, cleared away at the last possible moment. Again, Casey Keller tested mightily, and he's wincing a bit here. We said 17 of the 18 original members of the U.S. roster have played, with the exception of Tony Miola, and certainly we don't want to see that this early. Casey Keller picks up a knock. El Salvador doing well. Lovely build-up. It comes near side to Benitez. The ball traveling quick on this wet turf. Agus. Was last touched by El Salvador. Indeed it was. Oscar Navarro, one of the forwards, based with Alianza. El Salvador has participated in 2 World Cups, 1970 and 1982. They took their beatings, but still, the fact they could get that far, quite an achievement, as that ball was out of play in front of Eddie Lewis. And they've really fallen off since. They don't have the resources to compete at this level, as Costa Rica and Honduras have made major strides. El Salvador has been left in their wake. Played up by Lewis. Now it's off to Razov. He looks for Kobe Jones. First man there, Guillermo Garcia. Garcia, the 32-year-old defender who plays with Luis Angel Firpo. Bruce Arena. It's been raining all day here in Los Angeles. And no signs of letting up yet. Armas, good first touch. Pushes it up. McBride. Cleared away by Velasquez. Razov. To the back, Bocanegra. Bocanegra started all 3 matches, which is promising for his World Cup campaign, if there is one. Cleared away by Cubillas. Armas. They've kept it at the El Salvadorian end for a couple minutes now. Benitez. Last touched by the United States. It was Donovan, the 19-year-old. Razov, one of 5 members from the Chicago Fire on the U.S. roster. It's played wide by Armas. The ball starts to move again. Haydock, who's looked better in offense than defense. He is the right back. McBride! Goal! Minute 9. Brian McBride with his second goal of the tournament from the cross on the right side. 1-0 USA. Second goal of the tournament comes via header as it beats Santos Rivera to the far post. Haydock with the initial cross, and it was lifted ill-advisedly by Guillermo Garcia. Planted in the back of the net by McBride. (1-0) USA. Here they come again, Donovan. You don't have to be a soccer genius to realize Bruce Arena put full value and a high importance on the United States getting off to a quick start, demoralize their opponents. Well, they've just done that. Armas. And their foot remains on the pedal, it appears. Bocanegra. Armas, he's been everywhere. That ball through, the flag is down. Kobe Jones, right side. It's McBride for his second. Brian McBride, the beneficiary of some wonderful midfield work by the USA, and they are starting to pull away. Only 10 minutes into this one. Oh yes. Good call by the referee's assistant. It looked like offside. Kobe Jones waited his run. He had the great touch in. Across it goes to McBride, who scored one of his easiest goals as an international. Easier than a penalty kick. 1 on no one. 2-0 ski. Excellent touch by Jones. Brian McBride would have loved to leave it for him, I am sure. But you can't chance anything at this level. As Andy Gray says, at this level, you got to put the ball in the back of the net. And how things have complicated for Jorge Humberto Recinos. Benitez. Chance for El Salvador right in front, taken by Casey Keller. Ronald Cerritos. Cerritos, a teammate of Jeff Agus and Landon Donovan in the MLS with the San Jose Earthquakes. And only one other player on this El Salvadorian roster based outside of El Salvador, and that's Jorge Rodriguez, the midfielder who plays with the Dallas Burn, also in the MLS. Some may be wondering where Mauricio Cienfuegos is, as Kobe Jones plays one through and wide. The midfielder of the Los Angeles Galaxy. He has retired from international football this year. This would have been the first major tournament he would have missed. And I'm sure they're missing him, even at his older age. He's very handy on the pitch. And a guy with that much experience in situations like this can keep El Salvador with a level head. But right now, things have got to be moving real quickly as they try to withstand this U.S. rush. Mastroeni. The 1-2 out of play in front of Benitez and Bocanegra. Armas. Marvin Benitez making himself pretty handy here on the near side. Kept in play by Razov. Just out of the reach of Frankie Hajduk on the right side. Was just about to say, Frankie Hajduk looked a bit poisonous defensively, especially in that match against the Koreans. But in attack, something else. Razov for the United States third. He takes a tumble, but no penalty kick awarded by Samuel Richard. That would have just put it completely out of reach of the Americans. There was some contact between Garcia and Razov. Maybe a little kindness in the heart of the referee at this stage. Throw in El Salvador. As I said earlier, beat Guatemala. Guatemala reinforced by a good roster of players. Guys that are up-and-coming talents, and he thought Guatemala should have little problem with El Salvador. How wrong they were. But that seems a long time ago for the Salvadorians. Oh, touched away McBride. Garcia. We are a quarter of an hour into this one. 2 goals by Brian McBride has the United States out in front. Comfortably. A long way to go. But still, the United States have El Salvador just where they want them. A spot in the semifinals awaits the winner. A matchup against Canada could be an interesting all-North American affair. Bocanegra still going. Benitez. Cabrera. Played up ahead. Lewis. The cross. The target is Jones. Oh, McBride! And wait a minute, will not be allowed. Could have been one of the quickest American international hat tricks of all time, if not the quickest. And you can see the value that McBride brings to this roster. Just a huge target. Things get a bit messy, he cleans them up, but you can see just by a sliver he was offside. There is a man down for El Salvador. I believe it's Velasquez. No, Guillermo Garcia, a 32-year-old from Firpo. And we're going to have a yellow card, I believe, or we just had a yellow card. Told it was on Cubillas. Ball played in, headed along. Jeff Agus, who's become one of the most important components of the U.S. team this past year and a half. Donovan, poked away from him by Martinez. Now Bocanegra. Right back into the midfield, Donovan. Had one lined up, he was dispossessed by Martinez. El Salvador with the counterattack, short-lived. Lewis. quickly. Another yellow card for El Salvador. This one on Jorge Rodriguez, the 30-year-old from the Dallas Burn. The man they call El Zarco because of his hazel eyes. The joy of working at Fox Sports World. We have this extensive El Salvadorian community who give me these little pointers of which I run with. It's a pretty experienced El Salvadorian side. More so than most of the other teams we've seen here that are fielding a lot of young players. Only Oscar Navarro, the forward, is under the age of 25. Cubillas, one of the players booked for El Salvador as they try to draw one back here. Kobe Jones, and it stays in play for him, and he has a lot of green grass ahead of him. Ears pinned back. Jones's cross. Still alive, McBride. Well, check it. That was Donovan. And McBride in the area. It was onside. Figure these kind of conditions would slow down someone like Kobe Jones. They have not. And that said, also, we should give a lot of credit to the ground staff here at the Rose Bowl because despite the hours of rain, this pitch looks like it's in immaculate condition. Cerritos. Back it comes to Cabrera, the goal scorer against Guatemala, the only goal scored by El Salvador in the tournament. Mastroeni, the Argentine-born American international, naturalized. Donovan with space. Great ball by McBride. Razov turns. Has plenty of numbers. Look at this build-up for Lewis. Lewis's cross. Goal! Hat trick! Brian McBride is a hat trick hero. 3-0 USA. And that was the best of the bunch. Everyone who hasn't got a touch. Lewis, Donovan, unselfishness reigns supreme. Razov initially, after it started in the midfield. Donovan was one of the players who got touches in the midfield. Didn't stop his run, 3-0. It is looking rather bleak for El Salvador. Not even a quarter of the way through the match, and the United States perhaps have built a ladder too high to climb for their opponent. Landon Donovan again earning his keep. We talked about the youth movement that the United States are using here. Bruce Arenas really kept an eye on the young players that he was going to use, which allowed him to keep some of the big names in Europe. Joe Max Moore, Claudio Reyna, O'Brien at Ajax. And these young guys have all played relatively well, some better than others. Manny Califf started the first match, did concede a penalty kick that Casey Keller saved. That seems to be the one black mark against any of the young players, although Califf was called the best talent in the training by Bruce Arenas, so even there's good news. And then Donovan at 19, DeMarcus Beasley, who scored the game winner versus Korea, is 19. Beasley on the bench today, as is Califf. And Carlos Bocanegra at 22 has started all three matches now. And the more he plays, the more comfortable he looks playing around this experienced bunch of Americans. Here he is, Bocanegra. McBride now to Eddie Lewis. Cross over to Cubias, marked by Jones, nutmeg, free kick. Kobe Jones protesting the call, but it did look like the contact was there. And usually frustration sets in when the ball just trickles through your legs. El Salvador hanging on by a thread right now. They need some positive reinforcement. They don't get it there. Dreadful touch by Elmer Martinez allows the United States to break on a counter. Agas, it's happening all so easily for them. The right side, McBride. Brian McBride, 29-year-old from the Columbus Crew, a classic target as a forward. Had some difficulties in 2001 because of a very strange blood condition. You can never forget in the World Cup qualifiers where he took that knock, I believe it was against Honduras, where it left this huge welt right above his eye. He persevered. He's strong character. He's playing the ball up now for Donovan. Donovan chasing it down. And across, in-swinger. Assisted USA attack. Poked away by Cubias. Donovan. Lewis. And El Salvador doing a lot of defending. The touch by Anthony Martinez. Eludes him. Kept back in by Santos Cabrera. El Salvador with it. Looking to maintain it for a few touches here. Take some pressure off the defenders. You gotta like the U.S. approach, going straight for the throat time and time again. Even with a 3-goal lead, they're not sitting back on their heels. He wants 4. Casey Keller looking to displace Brad Friedel as the U.S. #1. The way Friedel's playing in the English Premier League, it's going to be a tall order for Keller. A good problem for Bruce Arena to have. Heeled back. The shot by Cabrera is blocked by Armas. Well, McBride clearly the MVP so far with his 3 goals, but Chris Armas has been ubiquitous, like copper in the north of Chile, like diamonds in South Africa. Yes. Well, maybe thanks to the De Beer family, diamonds not as ubiquitous as they once were. This one played out to Eddie Lewis. Checking it was Bocanegra who was looking for McBride. Intercepted by El Salvador, trying to wedge it into Cerritos. Rodriguez, Benitez. Touched away in the back by Bocanegra. Salvador persisting here, and they don't have anything. It's a goal kick. Bocanegra, one of those 5 members from the Chicago Fire, came into this competition with 1 cap, now has 4. And some valuable experience heading into the World Cup. Eddie Pope nursing himself back to health, likely to obtain one of those defensive spots right alongside Agus. Agus, of course, can play on the left side if Marino wants to use a three-man defensive unit, which has been toyed with at times. Mastroeni filling in that role that Pope will probably fill. This is a great performance so far, also considering the way the United States looked against Cuba. Cuba did turn out to be a better team than many people thought, losing to the United States 1-0 and getting a point against a World Cup side in Korea. Armas. Benitez, Bocanegra. Is Donovan to Armas. Donovan losing his footing. Benitez unable to clear. Plays it back to Velasquez. Razov. Lovely touch. McBride. Is there more for him? Bit of confusion, but no harm done. Ends up with Santos Rivera. Brian Masonov of the Columbus Crew has been activated from the reserve squad for the United States. He's on the bench today. He's the only player from that 7-man reserve squad that has seen the activation. The others are Clint Mathis, Bobby Convey, Brian West, Richard Mulrooney, Eddie Pope, and Zach Thornton. One guy everyone would like to see in the upcoming matches, if there are upcoming matches, which it looks like there will be for the USA, is Clint Mathis, 25-year-old from the Metro Stars, who really rose to the forefront in the early World Cup qualifiers before he suffered a serious injury. Headed out by Rivera. Donovan with a throw-in. They look for more. They don't even let the Salvadorians get back, and why should they? Donovan. Lewis's cross. Kobe Jones still on the floor here on the left side. And obviously walking with a severe limp there. He now joins his teammates in the defensive end. They don't really need him as they're playing exquisitely, looking for Razov. Handball, it looked like. Razov ends up with it. Flag is up on Ante. And the thing's getting worse before they get better for El Salvador, as now a third yellow card. This one to Elmer Martinez. Well, even though it was an offside, that did not fall on blind eyes. Oh, it continues to unravel out of control. Santos Cabrera becomes the 4th player booked for El Salvador. Folks, it's like the men against the boys out there. Jones looks like he's okay. May have just been a little Charlie horse or dead leg or something of that nature. Cross by Haydick. He is blocked. Corner kick, USA. There was McBride again. Still alive. Keeper off his line, deflected. And wide. Another corner kick for the USA. I could say this guy's playing well, that guy's playing well. Truth be told, everyone is clicking on high cylinders for the USA. That one well short. Another corner kick, last touch by Garcia. The third corner kick in the stretch. This one goes long, and the whistle. Finally, the pressure relieved for El Salvador. El Salvador qualified through the Concacaf tournament held in Honduras, yet Honduras was unable to qualify from that region. Guatemala, along with El Salvador, got through. Panama was about to get through, but they lost to Cuba, so only 2 members from there, whereas the Caribbean had 4. Costa Rica, another member of Concacaf, got an automatic qualifying spot because of being a World Cup qualifier in the World Cup qualifying process. That ball, the highest caliber from Santos Cabrera. Jorge Humberto Recinos looking rather dapper on the sideline. Although that suit's going to require a lot of attention from the dry cleaners a little later. Razov. Lovely touch again. This is Lewis. Getting it through Benitez, and it's a free kick for the USA. Not very good there from La Perica. Gets that name because of his Roman profile. This is how the information was passed to me, folks. Donovan at the far post begins to stretch. Agus. Jones. Knocked away by Velasquez. El Salvador have it. Rodriguez. Cubias. One player in white jersey, but it gets through to him. It was Navarro. Shot is blocked. Salvador had a promising start to this match. They had that long distance shot that just went over the crossbar. They had a couple other looks, and then it all fell apart. No one there. Good organization in the back, led by Agus, as no one was able to cut through for El Salvador. Goal kick. The little victories start to count now. The figurative storm has apparently been weathered for El Salvador, but not before some bleeding. All those 3 goals within the first 22 minutes or so. abundance of goalkeeping for the United States, probably the strongest position. You talk about Keller and Friedel. Tony Miola is a World Cup veteran and on this roster. Then Zach Thornton and the two youngsters, Nick Rimando and Tim Howard. You could scoff at that, but there's a lot of countries out there that have a major shortage of goalkeepers. It's a bit of a stretch to say Brazil could be one of them. Haydick. Jones, now Armas. Haydick able to track that one down as we've reached the 40th minute. A hat trick from Brian McBride, the difference. But everyone's chipped in. Lewis, nope, first it was Benitez. Oh, and an ugly challenge there, unnecessarily from Ante Razov. And the yellow cards being flashed all over the place. Razov gets one, as does, I think, Marvin Benitez. The prospects of playing with 10 men, very real for El Salvador, as they now have 5 players booked. Razov becomes the first American. And he brought down Rodriguez, but Benitez came in to argue the call, and he was promptly booked. Join us in halftime. We'll show you what happened in the semifinal, or the quarterfinal right before this one, when the Republic of Korea and Mexico hooked up. Donovan, Haydick. Agus, Lewis, Razov. Is there a fourth? There almost was. Ante Razov knows he's in a situation where he has to produce to make that World Cup roster. He looks like that straightforward center striker, but he provides a little bit more. We've seen him drop back to the midfield. He's very fast, very active, has that long-range shot that can cause some problems. Has some international experience, played in Spain before he surfaced back with Chicago. Brian is traditional as center forward as you can find, so that position may have already been filled. Benitez. Lewis. Well, as we told you, the Republic of Korea by Mexico will show you how it happened. There still is the chance that the United States and the Republic of Korea meet yet again. They've met twice, maybe a third time here, and the big one coming up in June when they're in the same group in Seoul and other parts of Korea. That'll be their 4th meeting, and those two certainly have bred some contempt between them, which fits the bill for the World Cup and will provide some sparks the next time they meet, and building a new rivalry between those two nations. That ball's gone through. This is a good run by El Salvador, but they don't have numbers. That one deflected, cleared by Mastroeni. They can't afford to put numbers in there because they got to keep their rear well enforced. Agus. That ball lost by Navarro. Counter attack. Donovan. Didn't do well there, but you could see that's exactly what he has to do. He looked to his left, to his right, looked at his options and see which one was his best. The ball wasn't all that good, but the build-up was. Here's a chance for the fourth, deflected corner. See Landon Donovan in that midfield just then. He could probably play some forward as well. With all the forwards that are coming back to health in the United States, he may be finding a better role for himself back there. That one well high and wide from Lewis, whose club back in England, Fulham, advancing to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Eddie Lewis, one of 3 players based in Europe that are on his U.S. side. The United States have the advantage, and it can be a disadvantage of having their league completed that most of these players play in. It makes them available, which many of the Mexican players are unavailable for the same reason. However, maybe not 100% match fit. But if that's the case, it doesn't show as they are really steamrolling here. McBride, we're into stoppage time in this first half. And the damage has been done. Salvador, with visions of a surprise result, have been firmly knocked out of their head. And survival is just what they're looking for at this point. The first half ends, and the quick strike Americans do all the damage in the first 22 minutes. McBride in minute 9, McBride in minute 11, McBride in minute 21. USA up by 3 at halftime. Again, we will show you the highlights from the third quarterfinal between Mexico and Korea. But once again, the score here from the Rose